They came in looking very strong last split. Now they're doing it once again, this time with mostly veteran players, but we've got a couple of new guys in there as well.
Yep, I'm not ignoring you guys.
Yeah, we've got our picks and bans. Champ select over here. So as you can see, we have entered picks and bans for game number 1 between Apex Pride and Team Liquid Academy. Now LeBlanc did just get banned away from Golden Glue. He played that last week very well. Maokai taken away from Solo, and Rek'Sai and Kindred both taken away from Diamond Prox. Try to keep that jungler locked down.
Yeah, Moon really does enjoy things like Elise, so I can see that being, take those off the top. He plays both Elise and also Nidalee fairly well. And he has Evelynn in his pocket as his third kind of backup there. And those are two champions that he's had mixed success on, but I feel like banning those away is kind of a no-brainer against Diamond.
Yeah, and again, this is a continuation of 6-11. We're on the same patch as last week, so Vladimir is still very strong, banned away from Golden Glue and possibly Solo. And Elise, in fact, is the final ban for Moon. You were just saying that's something that you're a little confident on.
Yeah, 3 jungle bans here, leaving a lot up, though. We're still seeing Swain, we're still seeing Ryze, we're still seeing a lot of very powerful picks here. So, first pick worthy. A lot of those things are up there.
It does sort of create an interesting situation because there are so many S-tier picks, and it's the Azir that gets through. Shifter, after having difficulty against it in Game 2 yesterday, says, you know what? I'm going to make this look good.
Yesterday?
Last week, sorry.
Yeah, I know.
Last week.
It's like, we play every week.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yes, last week had a little bit of difficulty against it, but TLA, no hesitation there. They immediately lock in pick for Solo and also a pick for Stunt there in the bot lane, which I think are both really good champions here for those guys because Solo wants to be able to push. The Maokai's banned out. Go ahead, pick that. And then they also have Stunt on one of his best champions.
Yeah, very strong on that Braum. He'll be keeping Fabi safe for a lot of the game. We saw some pretty good play from him last week, as I officially know. Lengths of time. This watch is not just for show, I swear.
Is it? You sure? Let's see that second hand move.
And Apex are looking at their next picks. Diamond Prox going to fall down the tier list. Graves still very strong. Definitely able to carry on that champion.
Yeah, it's really funny because you ban 3 junglers on TLA's side, but then you don't pick one up in your first round.
Yeah.
Little confusing there because you're just going to give away something like Nidalee, which you could have taken for yourself, forced him onto Graves, etc. So now you're forced onto something and your bans essentially kind of turn against yourself unless they really wanted Nidalee and there's a plan for this.
Yeah, we'll see how Team Liquid Academy play around this. If they have some sort of strategy prepared. They did lock in the Trundle and Braum very quickly, so they might now just be realizing, oh, did we make a mistake? Is this something we can pivot on? But it's Evelynn locked in very quick and an Ashe to follow it up.
Yep. Going over to the side of the Gnar, because this is something that I saw a lot last week. Yeah. Gnar, for some reason, is seeing a lot of play. He was a lane bully. Black Cleaver reduced in cost, so one of the first items that he loves to get. Don't think he's too much of a Trinity Force user, to be honest, but I mean, CDR is good on him, so maybe he'll pick it up.
Yeah.
But against the Trundle, I guess it is a lane bully, but it's kind of hard to actually navigate these team fights, and that's what we've been seeing.
Yeah, it does sort of create that dichotomy, though, of you're going up against someone who's going to steal your stats, so do you just commit to it and go full Bruiser, Black Cleaver into Sterix?
Sometimes, yes. Sometimes very much, yes. But jumping over to the TLA side, the Evelynn for Moon, I thought it would be something like that because you see the Rek'Sai ban, you're like, oh, that's something that really counters Evelynn, and then the rest of the champions are just things that can pick her off because she's so squishy. No CC on Elise, you can dodge her, no CC on Nidalee, you can dodge her spears, and it's a much better matchup for the Evelynn. So I'm expecting Moon to actually show us what he's made of because I keep hearing all of these rumors that he's so good in scrims. Dardoch was saying, like, yeah, he's pretty much as good as me in scrims. We haven't seen it transition to the stage.
Well, it's his time to shine as it looks like Tahm Kench and Ezreal are locked in for Apex. The final pick, though, for Team Liquid Academy is going to be Victor for Golden Glue in the mid lane. Very safe wave clear versus that Azir. So very strong compositions out of both teams.
Yeah, the Ezreal and Tahm Kench pickups, I like the Ezreal into the Ashe. It's totally fine. Dodging the arrow, no problem. The Tahm Kench is actually against the Ashe because if somebody gets hit by the arrow, you swallow them and you run away. So I'd be expecting him to maybe pick up Mercury Treads himself so that he gets out of CC. It's something very common for Tahm Kenches is they get those boots so that their CC breaks earlier so that they can help somebody else.
Yeah.
So I don't dislike the pick completely, especially since it's up against a melee matchup, because if it was a ranged support, I think you don't pick Tahm Kench.
Yeah, well, let us know who you think is going to take this win. Tweet at LOL Esports with hashtag APPWin or hashtag TLAWin. We'll tally those votes as we get ready to get into this match. And I'm also pretty excited to see this Tom Kench, because I feel like the Tom Kench Gnar could have a lot of synergy as well. If Tom Kench drops the Abyssal Voyage behind enemy lines and suddenly there's a Gnar and Tom Kench ready to wreak havoc, that could be trouble against a low mobility Ashe Victor.
Yeah, it depends on what you want to go for here, because you want your Tom Kench to hold on, let me start that over, because Tom Kench, you really have to figure out in the fight if you are being offensive or defensive. If you're being offensive, sure, you can pull that move with the Abyssal Voyage, but then you leave your Azir and your Ezreal and your Nidalee all open, and if they have hard engage on the other side, like an Asher or something to catch them out, then they're dead. All these squishies are going to get collapsed on. Your Tom Kench is your insurance policy, so if you can have Chris kind of flank by himself and not have to rely on that, then that's usually the better play, because the Tom Kench can just keep your backline safe.
Yeah, we'll see how Conquan decides to play this out. I'm sure he's got some sort of forethought into this plan and strategy that Apex are currently running. As defensive lines across the map, does look like Conquan is on the top side right now. So might be seeing a lane swap initiated out of Apex Prime. Even looks like Diamond Prox is on that side of the map as well. So he could look for a bit of a greedy start with his blue buff. But no, there he goes. Finally starting to catch up with Chris. And 1.5 minutes in. Yeah, the lane swap is going to be pulled on by Apex Pride. And it looks like Team Liquid Academy might want to try to contest this. Krugs are going to spawn in 5 seconds. Red actually is up right now. TLA are going to find this 2 versus 2. There's
he smited early.
That's a very early smite. They've got to back away.
Yeah, you have to push him all the way off, possibly reset it, and Diamond Prox gets it anyway.
Yeah, he is going to get that one, but takes a lot of damage and is forced to get out. The small Krug looks like it's going to be secured here. Oh, the patience ran out as it was stunned.
And Stunt starts walking to the other side, making sure that there's no sneaky Nidalee play onto the Raptors. And checks the bush. Okay. That's actually quite strange that they're able to get away with that, because TLA were the ones that weren't in the lane swap. Apex was the one that decided this is a lane swap, put their Tom Kench and Ezreal top, weren't spotted, and then the invade comes through for both Fabi and Stunt. And it almost comes up big, but not quite.
So this almost seems reminiscent of the exact problem we were talking about with Apex. They've got a lot of skilled and talented members on their team, but for now, it seems like the communication might be lacking just a little bit, as Team Liquid Academy look to be getting the best of this lane swap for now. But finally, Apex are going to get their junglers and top laners in the same position as Team Liquid Academy.
Yeah, it's a little bit off, though, for Apex. Diamond Prox, as you can see, is behind pretty much an entire camp, an entire side of the map. Because Moon went from Raptors to Wolves to blue buff, now to Raptors, and now he's going to clear out the red buff, whereas Diamond Prox has just cleared out Wolves, got the one Krug, and now he's on his way. Got that.
A little bit slower, but we know that Nidalee is very fast at clearing, so eventually we'll expect to see Diamond Prox catch up as everyone else continues to farm and shove for those early tier 2. So 3.5 minutes in, Team Liquid Academy get a good move on the invade, but they're not able to make too much happen off of it, as Golden Glue is going to be content to continue farming. Wow, Diamond Prox is taking a lot of damage from these Krugs right now.
Yeah, he's level 2. Usually he'd be level 3 at this point, and that is a lot.
Oh, gosh. Very low health, but he makes it out. The top tier 1 and bottom tier 1 go down at just about the same time, so not too much time lost. Again, it's just that lost Nidalee jungle.
Yeah, he's behind 9 CS right now, and that's what that 200 gold lead is at the moment. We'll see what happens with this lane swap back, though, because TLA have opted to actually just swap it back instead of actually continuing with the previous. So basically, continuing the lane swap now.
Yeah, looking for the top tier 1. Apex Pride should do that on this same side. Keep those lanes safe.
Hey, you can see Moon is kind of crushing Diamond and Gold already. He's pretty much got a kill worth above him. About 300 up.
Yeah, very good play from Team Liquid Academy on that invade.
Yeah, it was a blind invade too. They had no idea that was really going to happen. And they were the ones who weren't swapping. So Apex, you would think, would actually have the better invade. But all I saw was Conquan actually invade the Krugs instead of Roar and Conquan, which is... It's kind of easy to avoid a Tom Kench that early. Not so much a Braum Ashe, though.
Anquan's actually on the top side of the map right now. He's matched by Apex Pride, so they might not get the fast shove on the tier 1.
Yeah, so TLA decided to go to the top side and shove it in, and then Apex decided to return there instead of continuing the lane swap. They went for the 2-on-2, which ultimately in the bottom side, Solo gets to get 2 levels up. He gets to get a lot of CS, and now he pushes it into Chris, and he has to be a little bit careful here on Chris's side because Moon could come down from behind. Moon slightly ahead, the level 5 right now. He's gonna spot Diamond Procs.
Ooh, and he's getting some good damage. Flash instantly used. Diamond Procs, again, bullied out of his own jungle, almost in the same spot as last time, too.
Yep. Moon on this Evelyn, he's very aggressive. It's one of his best champions. It's something that he used to climb the ladder and get really high and actually improve himself. And I think that it's a perfect champion for him. The 3 jungle bans, though, it's kind of questionable when that might be your crutch to run this. But if it works out this game, then TLA can get themselves up 1 in the series.
Yeah, this is a very early Infernal Drake. 6 minutes in, and right now, with no flash on Diamond Procs, they feel safe and empowered to do this solo. He's already going to recall. Might as well sacrifice that health pool.
Yeah, I think this is actually a really good call here. We see so many teams just go for the standard, oh, we swap, now we swap back. Team Liquid adjust. They pushed out Diamond Procs. They know he has to back. And that bottom wave, some top laners, after they shove in the bottom wave, go, well, I have nothing to do until that wave right there bounces back towards me, and they kind of sit on their hands. Maybe they follow the jungler around. Maybe they do a camp, but this is, we're going for the Drake. It's such a large value for them, and then this wave will bounce back, and then Solo will have an advantage once again.
Help the team, do whatever you can to get the team in a better situation transitioning into that mid to late game. And with that recall, he's going to be able to head back down to bottom. He did have enough gold for that early Tiamat, so he'll be able to clear out that wave just fine, while Roar and Conquan continue to farm versus Fabi and Stunt. Looks like we do have a tier first out of Roar, so we're not expecting too much to happen out of that duo lane.
Yeah, and nobody bought a Cull, which is usually when you first back as an AD carry, you'll buy that in a lane swap. So it's kind of lucky that Fabi didn't purchase one for himself, because otherwise he'd be stuck in this 2-on-2 with a Cull and kind of less combat stats. But he went for the double daggers, which a little strange, but it means he's probably going for something like Runan's Hurricane first.
Very effective to apply slows to an entire team. Diamond Procs now heading into the river, looking for that Scuttle Crab as Shifter and Golden Glue continue to farm it out. We're actually seeing about a 10 CS lead for Golden Glue.
Moon walking through the lane, though.
Forward, he spotted out, and immediately Shifter dashes back.
Yeah, got some of his mana. Worth it.
Yeah. Smelled that one coming.
Of course, at that point, though, that tips off Diamond Procs. And Moon is level 6. Moon is on this side of the map, and he gets to go ahead and do whatever he wants on this right side, but Moon is actually going to go dominate the left side of the map, maybe even get that blue buff.
Diamond Procs is over there. Conquan gets pulled away towards his turret. And yeah, once again, the blue looks to be stolen away by Team Liquid Academy. Golden Glue is going to be receiving that. There he goes.
Yep.
Gifted that over.
And now the ping's coming onto their own blue on their opposite side of the map. And this could get pretty hairy pretty quickly, because what will happen is if you do the enemy blue there, then Golden Glue could have the option of actually 4-man diving the top lane. So it's rather risky that you go for that blue right then. They shoved in the mid wave, but Golden Glue doesn't want to miss that much CS, so comes back down. Overall, nothing really happens. Pretty much just trade sides of the map.
Yeah, Team Liquid Academy going very aggressive with that invade to try to continue to deny Diamond Procs as much as possible. And they're able to pretty effectively do that, though. He has caught up for the most part, does now have an Ether Wisp to the Amplifying Tome of
Ether
Moon.
Wisp.
Yeah, that is the technical term.
Is it?
It's an Ether Wisp. Okay. Because it builds into Lutens.
Okay. I thought it was Ether.
Ah,
Ether Wisp.
that's where you're going with this. Okay. Well, you've got me saying mana.
Yeah.
So ether, ether,
How do you say...
into the other. I think it's about the British English versus American English style. Ether versus ether.
Ether Wisp.
Ether wisp, ether wisp.
Yeah. And then how do you say, you know, that shield that builds into Locket?
Aura? No. I don't know. I never build support items.
I was going to try to get you to say it without me saying it. Of the Legion?
I know what it is.
Something of the Legion.
It's like Locket of the... I don't play support. Ever since Dynamic Q, I haven't played support.
Aegis of the Legion?
Aegis.
Okay.
Aegis of the Legion.
Aegis of the Legion.
Okay. Isn't that Pantheon's shield as well? The Aegis?
Well,
his passive stats?
I think there's Moon, ganking bot.
Oh, yeah, there are things going on. Chris actually forced a flash. Diamond Prox is too late. First blood for Moon.
Really well played there, and Golden Glue, oop.
Trying to 100-0 that. Misses the laser.
Gotta watch out for that.
Shifter backing away. Ghost is actually used, and Golden Glue lets him go.
Yep. No summoner spells used by Shifter. Shifter pretty much does the okie doke, puts him back in the position that he was in after sliding forward. It's a good idea, though. Get some distance between yourself and the Chaos Storm. And then he went and jogged it around. But here comes Moon.
Moon with the follow-up red buff. Burns a bit of damage and gets Shifter out of lane. But that's first blood for Team Liquid Academy. 1,000 gold. But could be revenge. There's a teleport from behind on the Solo. He's got no mana. He just teleports out.
CC.
There's no crowd control. They try to burn him down, but they don't have enough.
Almost. 200 HP left on Solo, and not enough damage to come through there.
Ooh, calculated.
Oof. Yeah, I mean, if they have no CC tools like that, definitely TP out of there. He used his TP to get there. Pretty much even. It's not like, oh, I have a TP disadvantage. So really well played there by Solo to not give up a kill to Apex.
Yeah, that's going to be Team Liquid Academy feeling very good about that. They've got pressure in the mid lane. Might be able to. There are 3 minions, but Diamond Prox is in the area.
Yeah, he'll just get this rather low. I don't think he'll finish it.
Oh, it needs just that one more.
Yeah, eats a bit of damage for it as well.
Oh, but Shifter answers back with some damage of his own. Remember that time you bullied me out of lane?
Well, he's back, and now he's got Stinger and a Fiendish Codex. So it's going to be a little bit of a problem for him.
Yeah, Chris now looking to secure the Scuttle. Moon is waiting over there with his Smite. So I think Chris should know. Yeah, there's the Smite.
Yeah.
Moon just trying to go for the tilt.
He just wasted so much time.
Yep.
Man.
Yeah, there's going to be the Ocean Drake spawning, as you can see. And once again, the top laners are on the bottom side. Australian lanes, Pastry would call it.
Yep. Now that Pastry's here, I guess we get to reference him every time this happens. But looking at the item builds here, CS, Diamond Prox is caught up. Not unexpected for in Italy, after having a little bit of an early setback, even in levels now. But Moon got himself a Dark Seal, which I do assume will end up turning into a Magi's eventually. And it just signifies that he's going to go for an aggressive gank style here for TLA to try and get them even further ahead. Expect to see him in lanes.
Well, this is something that does fit Moon's MO. Again, this is his opportunity to show that he can play with the best. We've already seen some good things from him before, and it's his time to shine. What better way to do it than full AP Evelynn?
I mean, he's done it before. I remember in Challenger, he would do it every time he got Evelynn. Sometimes it was the debate about it. Was Nasher's Tooth better than, I believe it was Morello Namicon at the time. Freak and I had a long conversation about that.
Nasher's Morello's.
Yeah. But Ocean Drake goes over. That middle turret has 5 HP on it.
Yeah, that's 2 Drakes now picked up by Team Liquid Academy, as once again, they're just moving around the map and coordinating better than Apex Pride are. And, oh, there's the Abyssal Voyage, the aggressive play, and Solo is going to jog it out. He's caught by a slow. Chris should be able to tag this next one here. Let's see if he can hit the boomerang. Oh, Moon lands a slow of his own. Chris almost has his ultimate, but Team Liquid Academy, again, they just walk it off. Very tragic situation for Apex. You've got to imagine they're not feeling very happy about all of this invades, missing it by that much. Chris, it seems like everything Team Liquid Academy are doing are trying to put Chris in Tilt City. Stealing away the Scuttle Crab, denying him that kill, denying him CS. We'll see if he can recover, as even Team Liquid Academy take their 3rd turret of the game in the top lane. So it looks like Apex should be able to answer on the far side. Roar actually is going to be juggling aggro. They're going to take some damage for this, but they should be able to get it.
But this is really well played by TLA, because of the fact that they took so much damage here on Apex's side. That allows TLA to continue pushing, get this all the way into the turret, deny CS, and deny that bounce from Chris. So now it's going to slow push back towards TLA, and they can go ahead and put somebody up there in that lane in just a bit. Whereas, look at that bottom side, Solo, he gets that lane pretty much right in the middle.
Okay, and he'll be able to catch that and do what he likes with it. Looks like he's trying to prep a shove. Rift Herald is going to be secured in answer by Team Liquid Academy. They've got 4 members on the map as once again, Team Liquid Academy are just looking so smooth in these plays. They look so much more cohesive than Apex right now.
Yeah, and giving that over to Moon, that's going to give him a lot of power to duel the Nidalee. So not only will I expect Moon to be in these lanes, I expect him to also be inside the enemy jungle with pretty much no fear.
Yeah, it does have that invisible Evelyn. Clearing out his red buff now for a bit more empowerment. Diamond Prox has caught up and in fact surpassed Moon and CS, but has not been able to affect the gank, so is probably still down just a bit in gold, especially considering that global difference. But going for the Rod of Ages as well means that might be a little bit slower to take off for Diamond. As Roar heads down to the bottom, and Fabi is going to go catch him. And in fact, it's an Essence Reaver and an additional dagger for Fabi.
Okay.
That's a good switch up.
Yeah, he just went for the attack speed early on. There are some breakpoints for Ashe that are very important with attack speed so that you can constantly slow somebody. Because when you have low enough attack speed, your slow will fall off in between autos, and it's harder to stay stuck to that person. So if you get enough attack speed, which it may just be the 2-dagger breakpoint, I'm unsure of that, then you're able to actually stick to that person and keep the slow applied so they can't get away. So I have to do more research into that. Freak will crunch the numbers, you know.
Yeah. Looks like Team Liquid Academy, once again, getting deep vision, controlling the map, controlling the vision, as Moon aggressively invades. As predicted, got a needlessly large Rod now with that next recall. He's actually going to go forward. He gets right onto Shifter and chunks him down to half without his ultimate.
Yeah, I don't even know if Golden Glue got a bit of that. I don't think his laser actually connected. I think that was just all burst from Moon. I could be wrong, though, because it was just so fast.
Oh, the skill shots are being dodged as Team Liquid Academy are slowly sneaking their vision further and further forward.
Yep. The right thing to do here, kind of choke them out of both mid and bot and have superior top lane push, because it's definitely a power spike for Chris, who has that blade of the, black cleaver, but up against Solo right now, who's got both resistances, some HP, and some wave clear. Solo can keep shoving it in.
Very difficult set. Now 2 minutes for that Infernal Drake to spawn. The spear finally is going to get the last hit on something in Diamond Prox's jungle, as Moon has just been stealing away everything with smites. And Golden Glue continues to shove this lane in and scale up. Team Liquid Academy now 2,000 gold ahead.
Yeah, slow incremental leads to just start building. CS, the turret, the first blood. And speaking of first blood, Moon, who's always criticized of not having any first bloods in the LCS. Well, I think he got one at one point, and now he's stepping up and getting first blood in this game and helping his team out. And I want to talk about the build from Golden Glue here, because Victors, ever since the rework, we're seeing them go for the completely upgraded Hex Core, and then they go Rylai's. And the reason for that is the ultimate is so strong with the pulses, and when you fully upgrade your Hex Core, it increases the speed of your ultimate by 20%. So when you top that with the Rylai's slow, you get every tick of your ultimate, and it's so hard to get out of. So whoever he puts it on pretty much takes all of the damage from it. It's a very devastating combo that is frustrating to play against.
Once again, Team Liquid Academy itemizing those powerful breakpoints as they get ready for the next Drake. Moon is going to sneak forward, maybe see if he can find Roar. There's a Tom Kench right there. He's got to see it.
Oh, boy.
Oh, he's almost behind it.
Ezreal is paper to him, by the way.
Oh, boy. There he goes. Gets the good damage. There's the Essence Flux. Burn is going to tick away on Conquan, but he's still got his heal, and he's able to get out.
Yeah, it's actually ticking on Roar on the inside. You're not immune when you're in his belly.
Yeah.
So you can die from things like Ignite, from his red buff, and stuff like that, and from his red ticks. Yeah.
Fiddlestick's tether applies the same way.
You keep draining him while he's in the belly?
Yeah. As Infernal Drake is going to... Well, I mean, you are feeding on his, like, nightmares, I suppose?
His life force, his nightmares?
Yeah.
I don't know.
So what sort of physical barrier could possibly provide to a Fiddlesticks?
Well, I mean, if you hit Fiddlesticks enough, he dies, so... Well, yeah.
Just to be fair, he is a scarecrow.
Was he ever really alive?
His lore is actually unexplained in Summoner's Rift. I'm pretty sure he's one of the few champions who still have the Institute of War in his lore, like on his character page.
Maybe. There's a lot of champions that are kind of like that. You ever read Volabears?
No, I didn't.
I'm a bear.
Was
That's
that it?
basically what it is. I'm a bear in the north. That's it.
Oh, well, no.
Evelyn's is...
Now he's got the new Freljord lore. Volibear?
Yeah. It's still not that great. Evelyn's is, I'm a shadow lady that you don't know anything about. Or do you? But you probably don't.
Wasn't that the old Journal of Justice when somebody went to interview Evelyn and he got the interview and then disappeared? And like the implication was that Evelyn ate the interviewer?
Yeah, which is kind of gruesome, but I mean...
It was old Journal, like 2011 Journal of Justice. Yeah. Way back in the day.
Journal of Justice has been completely retconned. Nothing happened. It's all in the past.
Yeah, does the Journal of Justice still exist?
No,
Summoners.
It exists somewhere. It's not being renewed. Got discontinued. Moon, though, looking for Roar again. He's looking for all of the squishies on this team, and there are a lot of squishies. But
yeah,
Tom Kench is going to be his biggest enemy this game.
Oh, good spear is going to find stunt. As Diamond Prox looks for the flank to protect his squishy AD carry. And for the time being, Team Liquid Academy are content to continue to press the advantages they have in their lane. They seem to be matching Apex Pride across the map and working on these small incremental advantages. Oh. Moon is spotted, eats a trap.
A trap in the Thunderlords there, which means that Diamond Prox, don't think he's running Strength of Ages. Think he's running
full AP?
Yeah. Think he's running that Thunderlords, trying to get the burst damage down. A lot of the times you'll see Nidalees go for the Strength of Ages, pretty much all junglers. Especially with her, because she farms so quickly, you get it stacked up almost immediately. It seems rather solo QE to go for a Thunderlords. But then again, not 100% that it's him. I thought that the trap set it off, though. I haven't actually seen his character buffs yet. I would explain more as soon as I see those.
Yeah, we'll see how Diamond Prox continues to play it out. So far, he's been hard farming, and he has, in fact, caught up.
Yeah, he's got Rod, too.
So he is scaling rather well, but...
we got the late game.
We'll just scale. We got late game.
Every time.
We'll wait it out.
Well, to be completely fair, though, they do have a good bit of late game here. They do have the Nidalee in the jungle, which does have good poke, but they also have the Azir, which I don't think it gets more late gamey than that.
Ooh. Oh, gosh. Shifter was looking for just a little more damage onto Golden Glue.
Yep. Just a little bit more. He maybe could have pulled off a flashy play, but Moon was right there. So if he had jumped in, he probably would have traded his life for it.
That full AP Evelyn chases forward, gets some damage onto Diamond. Just clears the wave so quickly. Oh, my gosh. There we go. Missed that one, though.
Yeah, if you're seeing this, this is not usually how Evelyns are playing.
Yeah.
Your first clear is incredibly rough, so beware if you pick up Evelyn after this game.
As a result.
It doesn't always work this way.
Evelyn looks so great. Has 1 kill in a 23-minute... Oh.
I know.
The 1 kill?
Yeah.
Oh, man. Yeah, Moon, again, he's been playing very aggressive. He's been trying to gank squishy targets as much as possible, which leads him to move around the map a lot.
Yeah, this isn't really a ballooning lead, though. He's moving around the map, but there isn't too much happening past what happened with the Rift Herald. Picking up another Infernal here. TLA have just had the objectives, but they haven't been able to force anything. I haven't been seeing like cross-map Ash Arrows. I haven't been seeing Ash Arrow engages from Babby at all. So it seems a little bit risk-averse here for TLA.
He might be disheartened a bit. Disheartened?
Disheartened.
Disheartened.
Ripped out his heart.
By the Tom Kench, who would, I'm sure, love that. Because you fire an arrow, even if you do hit, Tom Kench, he actually has Swifties, so he will take the full duration of the stun, but if he survives through the stun, he can pop his shield to survive.
Yeah, Shifter also has Cleanse as well, so
yeah.
I can see why he's not throwing them willy-nilly, but I think that even if you throw it out and you get the Cleanse, then that's probably worth it, because then you come back with a repeat arrow. It's much lower cooldown. Of course, you have to rely on the arrow accuracy to land 2 in a row, but I think that you have to take those risks at some point, because this gold lead has just been sitting at 1,000, 1,200 for a very long time now. And
the spear for Diamond secures blue buff. His own.
Yeah.
Finally.
Prevents the theft.
Oh boy, there's a leap for Chris to hop over the pillar. As he's continuing to shove up and essentially going even with Solo on that Gnar. Looks like he is going for the Bruiser Gnar.
Yeah, he's got the Frozen Mallet as well as the Black Cleaver. It's a Gnar build that we used to see back when he was very popular and kind of that split pusher that was a bully with those range attacks in lane. And it was almost the Gnar that didn't want to transform. It's like, stay mini as long as possible.
There's the arrow, but it misses Shifter.
Oof.
And Diamond.
It was a pretty good one, but not chasing or not kind of tracing the wall there. That's going to be another Ocean Drake as soon as they pushed Shifter out.
True Shot Barrage is going to find a bit of damage onto Golden Glue.
It's also going to tell all of Apex that TLA is doing the Ocean Drake.
But Apex seem to be content to give this up. They haven't contested a single Dragon in a 25.5-minute game, and now that 4 have gone down, that's going to be a bonus 180 plus 45, 225 true damage if they manage to get that Elder.
Yeah, there is also going to be another Dragon spawning before then.
You're right.
So, one more Drake and then Elder. So we're going to test how far does this Dragon overlay go in the top right corner.
Well, we've got a little room.
Yeah, you get one more, and then of course Elder lights up as opposed to adding to that.
Thankfully, this isn't a best of one, so you can see the big 0 to the left, to the right of TLA. Demonstrating.
Oh, looking for Roar.
Moon gets some damage. The arrow is going to find Conquan. They're just going to burn him down. He's dead. And Roar is going to be forced to flash away. Doesn't make it over the wall. And Team Liquid Academy pull the trigger and net 2 kills.
Yep, great play there. Moon has so much damage, and I think that that was the best play that they could have made there. It was a little bit early on the Devour there from Conquan. If Roar had eaten it and then he had grabbed him and ran, he wouldn't have been stunned up, wouldn't have eaten the Braum ultimate most likely, and would have been able to get his flash off and avoid it. But looks like it's Baron here for TLA.
Baron is going to be attempted. Solo eats a trap as Teleport is going to get Chris in there as well. He slams Golden Glue into the wall. He's stun locked, but it doesn't have enough. It's complete slaughter for Team Liquid as they drop 2, and they're continuing to try to burn through the Baron. The spear misses Moon is at low health. Diamond is forced to leap away. This is such a low health Baron. This is a risky play. Diamond's over the wall. He's dead, and Shifter is running out of mana. He's not going to be able to do anything. That's 4 kills for Team Liquid Academy and the Baron.
Yep, pick up everybody but Shifter when everything's all said and done, and he gets a little bit of a ride out of there. But Baron for TLA, Apex, a team full of names that you would probably recognize here. If you've watched any LCS in the past year, they're getting beat by TLA right now. Full of challenger players with, I think, when you look at this, 3 of these guys have kind of been subs for LCS teams, and the Moon was on an LCS team. Aside from that, there's way more experience on Apex, but still, again, for the 3rd game for Apex, the Baron has been their bane. Team fighting at a Baron is something that they are never able to seem to do well. Diamond Prox tries to go for the hero play. It doesn't work out for him. And every time it's happened to Apex, Baron, and you can watch the game-winning moments from all 3 of their games for their enemies, and it's been off of the Baron and a bad fight.
Currently about a 4,500 gold lead for Team Liquid Academy. They've controlled the Dragons. They control the Baron. They control the Spice.
They control the Spice. Yes! Yes! More deep.
Oh, Chris could be looking for Solo. He gets a stun against the wall, but not before the Subjugate goes off. Chris is going to go down. An arrow finds Roar. Conquan is going to let him stand for now. Shifter knocks somebody back in. That's going to be stunned. He's finally going to be consumed, and in fact, reset from the turret aggro. Finally, he's going to drop. But Team Liquid Academy are cleaning this up. 2 members of Apex Pride are dead, and the Tier 2 has gone down.
Yeah, TLA. 7-1 right now. Apex do get on the board with that kill, but this Baron buff, those 2 members down, it's a lot of their damage. Shifter is their wave clear, and they do have Diamond with a GA, so they can be a little bold here, but not that bold.
Oh, Shifter's being greedy, but he doesn't have enough. Golden Glue kills him yet again. 2-0-4 on Golden Glue. It's 8-1.
I don't knock him for that play, though, because you're getting choked out of the game. Either you just take it and you roll over, or you try to make a play, try to get yourself back in. He was going to trade 1-for-1 at best there, so it's not the best opportunity, but I don't blame him for taking it, especially with the state the game is in right now for them.
Yeah, anything to try to get back in as we're getting to that 30-minute mark. And Team Liquid Academy, they're going to hit a huge spike with this. Here's that play once again.
Yep, Chris in the bush, shoves all the poor minions into the wall, and then he just gets blown up. Solo able to turn it around. Roar gets hit here, so he doesn't have any DPS coming out in this fight. And it's actually a decently long-range arrow. Stun gets thrown back in, and then he gets eaten and pushed into the backline. But everybody continues to dive here. The minions are actually taking the turret right now, so nobody is actually taking damage from it on the side of Team Liquid Academy. And then Shifter, you know, he gets chunked out a little bit, but then he eventually goes back in. And TLA, I mean, they've had so much happen, and the Baron buff is still on them for a little bit longer. Moon?
Yeah, he's going to try to destroy Chris right now. And there he is. Oof. Still rocking the Dark Seal. He's got 8 stacks on that Dark Seal.
Yeah, he sat on 1 kill for so long in this game that he wasn't going to upgrade it at that point. But he was trying to be aggressive. Didn't work out. Now, finally, 30 minutes into the game, we're seeing him get those 8 stacks. We're seeing him starting to get towards that Rylai's and have the Zhonya's behind it. So a lot of AP here on this Evelynn. And Moon loves this champion, loves to be aggressive with it, and it's working out for him in this game.
Oh, Moon is looking for Roar, chunks him down to half, and even burns the Summoner heal. As Diamond Prox can't zone away that Trundle and Evelynn.
And it's a split push here from TLA.
Yeah, Baron has fallen off, but that's not stopping them from splitting as they're looking for the inhibitor and the inhibitor turret in mid lane. And Diamond Prox can't decide which one to go. Go for it, and he's going to have to give up both.
Yeah, and he cut into his damage a little bit by getting the GA, so he doesn't have another AP item behind him just yet, in comparison to Moon, who just went for the full burst, 100% for himself, to try and hit breakpoints where he can kill Roar. And Roar, not going to pick up the red buff, but it was over the exact spot that it was pulled to, so.
Yeah, Fabi just has so much damage right now. Essence Reaver, Runeans.
Yep, most likely going for the IE afterwards. Did pick up a last Whisper for himself. And there's only really one person on the team who has any bonus armor. I guess Diamond Prox and Chris a little bit. One item each, one item apiece. So it may not be the most efficient buy in the world.
I feel like at this point it's more future-proofing. He's very far ahead in terms of overall goal.
That's a good way to put it. It's kind of like, I want to get the Executioner's Calling now, or I want to get the Last Whisper now, so that it'll be worth something later. I don't want to get into that fight where the guys purchase Thornmail, and I'm like, okay, I need 1,300 now, and an open item slot.
We can't fight for another 4 minutes.
Yeah. So. But I do actually think that TLA is in a fantastic spot.
Oh, Moon is going to try to solo Diamond, but doesn't quite burn through. Again, holds on to the Agony's Embrace. Such a bully Moon this game.
Just keeps running up and trying to make these plays happen. And the thing is he can do that. He can go up, he can chunk somebody out, and he's 100% fine because of 3 Ocean Drakes.
Yeah.
They have the Ocean Drakes, which he can just go clear a camp, and he'll actually get HP back. Clear minions, and he's completely fine. Continue to siege, and 100% he'll be back up to full HP, and you can see that here.
Solo in the solo lane, splits off towards the bottom side as super minions shove in the top. Chaos Storm is going to drop onto Shifter to zone him away from the turret as Team Liquid Academy look to break in, but a huge slide from Shifter knocks them in. He's still going to go down, and Golden Glue, the Summoner heal, gets him out, and Stunt is going to be soaking it now. Team Liquid Academy, despite getting caught, turn it into an advantageous play. There's a flash 3-man stun. It's followed up, but it's only going to be able to get Fabi. Team Liquid Academy are just too far ahead. There's a Zhonya's from Moon. Roar is going to drop. Chris wants the kill for some sort of justification, but that's 1 for 4, and Team Liquid Academy are on the Nexus turrets.
And Team Liquid Academy, they played this so well, 10K gold up. Only Chris is here to defend it, and that's going to be game 1.
Yeah, the Nexus is going to drop. Team Liquid Academy defeat Team Apex Pride in game 1 of this best of 2, and Apex Pride, they're 0-3 right now, going up against the likes of Team Liquid Academy, and this creates a very difficult situation for Apex Pride going into this next match.
Yeah, Apex at this point, either you say, you know, these are all teams that we're playing that are near the top. Well, it's like you played Nova.
Yeah.
Nova is a relatively unknown right now. It's like they haven't even played Cloud9 Challenger. They haven't even done their second game against TLA, and they're already looking the shape. And it's got to be heartbreaking because some of these games, their first 2 against Nova, they were ahead. This game, it was just that first blood went over, and then they kind of sat down. That last play was insane. Shifter played that, pretty much got the best possible ultimate he could hope for. And then Chris comes in and gets the best ultimate he could hope for, and they still lose the fight. And that's stuff that you look at and go, that should have been way earlier that had happened.
Yeah, they just didn't quite have enough stats. And Team Liquid Academy, you mentioned slow incremental leads all across the map, in every lane, in the jungle, and eventually it just got too big.
Yeah, I think that it kind of stayed stagnant for a long time, though. They sat on like a 1.2k gold lead for longer than you would like, but they played it rather safe despite having a mildly aggressive composition. They're waiting for gigantic power spikes, like Victor hitting, Rylai's plus all these other items. And it was kind of greedy against other teams. I think you'll be punished a little bit more. And if you don't get a lead, well, what's your way back in? Are you a risky team? Does TLA take risks? And that's what I want to see moving forward.
Well, that sort of creates the question that Apex should have been punishing this sort of greedy play, but Team Liquid Academy got away with it.
Yeah, Team Liquid Academy end up getting Rift Herald, and they end up getting Infernal Drake.
4 dragons.
Five.
They got 5 drakes.
Yeah, none of the drakes were contested. And you look at the composition, sure, right? You're against a Victor. It has zone control. It has gravity field and stuff like that stops you from getting into these choke points. Well, you have an Azir. You have a Gnar. Like, there's a team fight there that you can get if you try hard enough, especially with an immobile AD carry like Ashe.
Yeah, and to actually talk about that team fight a little bit more, we've got that replay of that last endgame team fight. And Shifter, he finds the perfect slide.
It's just heartbreaking here because Chris is down bottom. Shifter hits 3 people back. Fabi throws the arrow out, hits Shifter, and now they're just trying to clean up here. Diamond Prox gets hit by the gravity field, gets sucked in. Nobody goes down here, and then Chris shows up in Mega Gnar, flash 3 people against the wall, and it just looks absolutely beautiful. But they pick up one person in the entire fight, and not enough damage. Moon and Solo pick up Roar, and then Chris just doesn't have anything to pick up anybody else in this fight, and that's the game at that point. A 4-for-1 in. When you look at it, you're just like, oh, those are fantastic ultimates.
Yeah.
It's still too late and too many combat stats on the enemy side. Also was well played, Fabi, with the arrow as well as the gravity field from Golden Glue to prevent extra kills going over.
Yeah, it really didn't seem like we saw a lot of attempts from Apex to contest this. Shifter going for the greedy play at the Baron, going for the greedy fight at that sort of top inhibitor, and finally that amazing Azir slide, but it was just too little too late.
Yeah, that's the problem, is it's too late for those things. I understand that you want to make those plays, but you should probably do it a little bit earlier because they kind of rolled over for a large portion of the game. Because when you execute like that, great, but it's not going to help you.
Yeah, little passive play, but we're going to go ahead and take a quick break while the teams reset for Game 2 between Team Liquid Academy and Apex Pride. Stay with us. The Challenger Series continues in just a few minutes. There's a teleport from behind on a Solo. He's got no mana. He just teleports out.
CC.
There's no crowd control. They try to burn him down, but they don't have enough. Moon gets some damage. The arrow is going to find Conquan. They're just going to burn him down. He's dead. And Roar is going to be forced to flash away. Doesn't make it over the wall. He's stun locked, but it doesn't have enough. It's complete slaughter for Team Liquid as they drop 2. And that's going to be stunned. He's finally going to be consumed. And in fact, reset from the turret aggro. Finally, he's going to drop. But Team Liquid Academy are cleaning this up. Team Liquid Academy looked to break in, but a huge slide from Shifter knocks them in. He's still going to go down, and Golden Glue, the summoner heal, gets him out and stuns.